Hey guys, this is Swarm SC here with
Pig!
We're doing an audio commentated game between Sushi and
The man! Or as I like, his real name is Imelmann, which I'm just gonna call him the man.
imelmann. We'll call him Man for now.
Yeah.
Man is the blue Protoss spawning at the 12 o'clock position, and Sushi is the red Zerg at the 6 o'clock position.
Now, this map is called Lost Temple. It has 2 Zelnaga watchtowers, a relatively safe expansion for all 4 spawning points.
And the 4 spawning points are, of course, the 6 o'clock position, the 9 o'clock, the 12, and the 3.
Right. So here we see the blue Protoss up on the top. He looks like he's sending out a probe, and yeah, he puts down a pylon right below his ramp. Now, what does that suggest to you?
Well, for those of you who have seen Starcraft 1 Brood War games, a lot of Protoss players who go for a pylon at the bottom of the ramp are usually going to follow up with either a forge, another nexus for their natural base, and pretty much start the game off with the two base.
Right, and it's pretty normal for a map like Lost Temple. You have the Zerg with their Overlord go to their closest next spawning point to see if their opponent is there. Which that kind of, you can kind of figure out if you're Zerg, you can send your Overlord there, and you can find out quickly if they're there or not. So you can eliminate that position really early on. So you can get a bit luckier with scouting at that point.
Yeah, both players scouted the 9 o'clock position, but we see here that they've both got it right this time. Man has scouted the 6 o'clock, something seen the Zerg. Oh, he sees the hatchery go down, and Sushi is just taking some shots at that probe right there.
Man, that probe really needs to step it up a notch. There he goes. So he drives away the worker, and the probes looks like they're just gonna keep on working and just ignore that one. So
yeah, I doubt this he's gonna be able to take out a probe. See, ooh, get out of there, you're gonna die.
Looks like how much health he has? 11 health left. Like he can really only take 3 more hits before he's dead. And looks like he puts down an extractor.
He's going for a gas steal. Okay, so now normally that would be annoying, but the fact that Man got 2 bases means that he can grab this gas right here and grab this gas and still be on 2 gas.
Yeah.
And we saw Man actually dropped a forge down, which tells us he's gonna drop a few, maybe 1-2 cannons here to be able to forward off Sushi's quick lings that are gonna come.
Right. So if you look at the production tab, we'll most likely see still standard economic play right now, and nothing too fancy right now, just a standard forged cannons.
Sushi's getting his pool right here. It's almost done.
Yep. Now, what advantages does that early expansion of Zerg give you?
Well, the advantages are you're going to be able to pump out of 2 hatcheries. Be able to make drones and lings out of 2 hatcheries. A disadvantage would be your pool comes later. So let's say Man actually, instead of this pylon and nexus and forge, he built 2 gateways and pushed with a couple of zealots down to Sushi. He would have had a lot less to defend with.
Now, if we look at the natural over for the Man, we see that nice Overlord placement by Sushi. It's going to be far enough away from the cannon where it won't be hit, and it's going to still give him some sight as to what he might expect coming out of
Very true, very true. If we look at the middle of the map, we see Sushi is coming up with about 8 lings to try to test the front door, but that cannon is up and ready and thwarts off Sushi's Zerglings.
Now, let's notice the building placement right here. If we notice, the cannon is right between both the gateway and I'm sorry, I was stuttering there, the forge. And so it looks like putting down another pylon to make that loop around even bigger.
Yeah, now what this building placement, why he's doing it is that the Zerglings will actually have to run around this whole nexus to be able to get up that ramp.
Right. Looks like he's going to use that Zealot as some sort of like a lure, like he's fishing for those lings to come at him, so those cannons can do some nice damage.
It's very true, and he has the walls tightened just a little bit more with that Zealot there.
Exactly.
Let's take a look at what the Zerg player is doing. He does have both queens on both hatcheries constantly spawning larvae, which is going to boost his economy.
Right.
It might be possible that Sushi is going for a 3rd hatchery. Oh, back up here.
Looks like they're still playing kind of like, tug of war here, kind of pull each other out, but looks like Blue is he's going to try to, just curl up for a little bit, defend, and then get the units he wants and get those things out.
Yeah, what he's doing is he's waiting on these 2 bases, mining minerals up the natural, and gas off 1 base. That gas is still up. Let's actually see what Sushi can see from his point of view. From that extractor, we see that he only can see probes mining and the chrono boost going off.
Right.
And then from the Overlord that had the great placement, he can see another gateway, which is very crucial.
Right, definitely. Now, if we go back to everyone's view, there's one thing I'd like to notice here that Blue is doing. If you look at his main, you see that he has still only what appears to be 9 or 8 drones. I can't count them right now, but
8 drones, 8 probes, yeah.
8 probes mining. You generally want 2 per patch to be optimal.
Yeah, the optimal amount, if you have 2 workers on each patch, one will be returning the minerals, while the other one's mining. It's actually perfect.
Exactly. So in actuality, if it looks like he has almost the same amount here in his natural, if he just doubled up on drones right now and put them all on minerals again, he'd be in a much better position to be able to pump out units and more cannons.
That extractor's going down pretty soon.
Yeah, there it goes. So,
ooh, Stardate stopped right there. We see that the man's actually going Stargates right here.
So from Stargates, what do you expect? You know, I'm thinking some sort of air unit, of course, obviously, but
we're probably going to see either Phoenixes. Oh, right there, Phoenix. Now let's quickly look back at Sushi to see if he has. Ooh, he does have the layer, which means that he can now put down a Hydralisk den to be able to defend from the Phoenixes.
Right. So he takes that next third expansion, but still his unit count seems low and still only has pretty much lings.
Let's look at the units real quick. We see he has 5 more workers. Oh, 4 more workers. It's going up and down, it's fluctuating. More workers than the man, but he has 16 lings. Yeah, so he really doesn't have a sizable army right now. He's concentrating more on a macro game and making drones and sending it to his 3rd expansion.
Now, see, at this point, if I was playing the Zerg player, I would try to get out some Hydralisks and some Mutas, and then a little bit of lings to mix in there to kind of take some of the damage, and the Mutas to go in and harass, and the Hydralisks to do the blunt damage, do the most amount of damage possible.
Definitely. Now, the important thing is he did get Zergling speed, which will let him run in here and start disrupting workers if he wanted to.
Yeah, definitely. But those 3 cannons look like they'll be able to do quite a bit of damage, because look how much he has to run around. He can't take a right through. He can't take a right there. He has to go all the way around and go at those probes first.
That's very true. We see Warp Gate has just finished for the Protoss player. Now, the Warp Gate is actually an ability researched at the Cybernetics Core. I believe it's about 50 minerals and 50 gas. And what it allows you to do is transform your gateways into warp gates. So now instead of having a queue where you slowly build your unit, you can actually warp in units very quickly
to anywhere you have pylon power on the entire map. Which imagine if you have a big battle and you lose, but your opponent only has 5 or 6 more units than you, and he's coming at you, you can still warp in a few more units. It only takes 5 seconds, and you're well defended at that point.
That's very true. It's like a last-minute defense to be able to pop out some more guys. Okay, we see the Phoenix is going out.
So
let me close this real quick and let's follow those Phoenixes. Let's see where they go.
So here we have 6 Phoenixes. Now, do you think he's gonna go Overlord hunting right now?
Well, the 2 options he has are killing Overlords and hurting Sushi's supply. Or actually, these Phoenixes have an ability called Graviton Beam, which it's a channeling ability where a Phoenix picks up a unit, a ground unit, and holds it in place. Now, he has 5 other Phoenixes around, so those Phoenixes can actually take shots at whatever the other Phoenix is Graviton boosting.
Right. So it looks like he loses 1 Phoenix there, and he's gonna go for the next best thing, which is take out the Overlords.
Yeah, he saw those Hydras and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna go for the Overlords.
Right. So don't count them out yet. We can still see some good harass because they are extremely mobile.
Okay, we see that the Zerg player got his 4th hatchery right here.